Good evening, everyone. Welcome. My name is Estella Garcia, and I'm the college recruiter at the College of San Mateo. I want to welcome all of you to our 15th annual Connect to College event, but this is our second virtual event. First, I want to thank you for taking the time to come to this wonderful event. I know you all have busy schedules and other plans, but I know it's a great investment into your future. And I can honestly say that CSM is a great place to be. Many, many years ago, I actually was a student there myself, and it allowed me to reinvent myself as a student and as a person. And I actually believe in CSM so much that I have a daughter who's a freshman at the College of San Mateo. And I also have a high school daughter who takes advantage of the concurrent enrollment program at the campus. So today we're actually going to be learning about student support services, academic services, and we're going to end with a student panel. So I hope you all receive the information that you need, but in the case that you can't stay, honestly, don't worry. We're going to be emailing everyone the link to the video along with a really short survey that we hope you can all complete. And if any of you have questions about the event, I just want to remind you to please feel free to type in the Q&A, any of your questions, and we'll get to as many as we can. With that, I would now like to introduce you to our Acting Vice President of Student Services, Lizette Bricker. She's going to give us a brief welcome. Lizette has actually been in our district for over 8 years. She came to CSM in 2017, and it's my great pleasure to introduce Lizette Bricker.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Connect to College. As Estella mentioned, my name is Lizette Bricker. I'm the Acting Vice President of Student Services. I will tell you, when I looked at the agenda for today, I was just so thrilled for all of you because we get an opportunity to show you all of the amazing things here at CSM, all of the support programs, the academic programs. And I know that, the title of this event is Connect to College. We want that connection to go both ways. We want you to connect to us, and we want to connect to you. And really tonight is that night where we get to showcase and try to connect you and us connect to you, to the different services, the programs, so that when you start here at College of San Mateo, you have a leg up. You know where to go for support. You know what to do. You know who to reach out to. And listen, even if you forget, there's a room full of people, a Zoom room full of people here who are willing to support you, to point you in the right direction. So we're so excited for you tonight, and just welcome. Thank you for taking the time to be here and learn more about CSM. So I was asked to just kind of give a couple of updates really around where we are with in-person and online instruction. So I'm going to start with that. And then I was also asked to talk a little bit about kind of the benefits of coming to College of San Mateo. In terms of the updates for summer and fall instruction, we are going to remain mostly remote, mostly online. Part of the reason for that, there's so many factors that go into that, but our schedule develops really early in the year. And so what you will see on our website are the classes that we've put into place so that students can register for them. Summer, again, the majority of them are online. We do have some programs that are coming to campus. They are in person. I want to say about 15% of them in the fall will be in person, but for the most part, we will remain remote. The anticipation, again, our board has to make this decision, this determination in terms of full return back to campus. So we will know more probably within the next few weeks what that will look like. In terms of the benefits of coming to College of San Mateo, as Estella welcomed us tonight, and she shared her own story of being a community college student, I too was a community college student, and it was such a transformative experience for me. It gave me the foundation to really be successful going on to a 4-year institution and then beyond. And really what I want to express to you all today is that is the benefit of coming to College of San Mateo, is that we have so many support programs, so many academic programs. We have a lot of support here for You as a student, if you're sitting here and you're a parent listening or a family member listening to this, there's a lot of support. Our goal is for your child, your student, you as a student to be successful. And so we have wonderful faculty and staff. You're going to hear tonight all of the different support programs. So I'll let them kind of give you the details of that. But what I really want to do is highlight kind of 3 emerging support programs that aren't part of the agenda, but I want to make you aware of them. The first is our Katipunan program for Filipinx American students. That is an emerging support program. We're trying to get that off the ground. I will put the information if you want to reach out to our counselor that's really heading that up. I'll put it in the chat for you all. Another emerging support program is our Brothers Empowering Brothers. Again, this is new. We're trying to connect students, faculty, and staff to this brotherhood. It is a gender specific affinity group, and it is for men of color. So I'll put that information in the chat for you as well. And then one other exciting thing that's happening at CSM that really came from the pandemic was the development of our Student Bulldog Bulletin. We put everything there. So if you sit through this tonight, you're like, where do I get information? How do I do this? You will more than likely find it in the Bulldog Bulletin. When you're a student here at CSM, it will come out bi-weekly. So you'll get information there, and I'll share with you a link to the previous Bulldog Bulletins that are dedicated just for you as a student here at CSM. So those are some of the things that I wanted to update you all on. Again, you have a whole evening full of information. So sit back, relax, take notes or not take notes, but just enjoy the information and all of the different support that we have here for you here at CSM. So welcome and enjoy the evening.
Thank you so much, Lizette, for that great introduction and for actually mentioning those great student support programs and emerging programs. So with that, now you're going to be hearing about our amazing student support programs, and you're going to learn a little bit about how you can pay for college, where to go to become financially savvy. We're going to learn a little bit about what the Promise Scholars Program is, as I know many of you guys have been asking and parents have been asking. We're going to learn a little bit about what guaranteed admission is to a University of California, and you're going to hear about TAP and many other great student support programs. So with that, I now want to introduce to you Carol Ullrich, Program Services Coordinator from our Welcome Center.
Welcome, good evening. My name is Carol Ullrich, and I've had the pleasure of working at CSM since 2008 in a few different areas. But what the Welcome Center is a place that we help the students with the first steps in getting into college. So we help you with your registration and all those steps towards it. We at the Welcome Center, we have a team that work with the high schools. At this point right now, we're working on our priority enrollment program, and we help first-time freshmen to get through the steps so that they are able to register on time. And so we have a website, just letting you know just a quick bit of what the steps are, if I can get the next slide. You're going to apply to the college, and then you're going to do the welcome orientation. And since we are remote right now, we've had to kind of change things up. So we are directing everybody to the online orientation, which can be found through WebSmart. We do the assessment, and when you sign up for the priority enrollment program, we'll let you know where you've been placed for both your math and English assessment, which allows you to open up to all the other classes that have prerequisites. And then we're doing group counseling sessions with some fabulous counselors. And since, again, we're remote and we've not been on campus for, over a year, we have the group counseling sessions so that the students get to hear other students' questions, because sometimes it helps to be in a room with people that are experiencing the same things that you're experiencing. So we're trying to walk you through that process. And then our priority registration date for incoming freshmen is on May 11th. And on that day, we at the Welcome Center will be open through Zoom all day long, from 8 in the morning until 7 at night. For anybody who has any registration issues or just needs some help walking through the process. So again, we're at the Welcome Center. When you first come into the school, we're here to help you, but then throughout your time at CSM, if you have questions, you don't know where to go, you always reach out to us and we can get you to the right place. So again, welcome to CSM. We look forward to seeing you, whether it's in a Zoom setting, texting, or on campus. So again, welcome and thanks for coming.
Thank you, Carol, for all that information, and students and parents, but especially students. Let me tell you, Carol's a really great person to know, especially as an incoming freshman to CSM. So make her your BFF. Now we're going to be hearing from Karen Chadwick. She's our financial aid technician and scholarship coordinator, and she's going to give us a brief summary and tell us a little bit about college and money. So Karen, take it away.
Thank you, Estella, and thanks, Carol, for providing great information. Hi, everyone. My name is Karen Chadwick, and I am the financial aid technician and scholarship coordinator at CSM. Financial aid and scholarships are support programs to help students pay their cost of education. We offer various forms of support that can help students pay for tuition, books, supplies, and many other college-related expenses. As you can see, there are 4 main sources where financial aid and scholarships come from. You have the state of California, the federal government, colleges and universities, and private agencies. There are 4 sources of aid students can qualify for. These 4 sources are from the state, the feds, the college, and the private organizations. And from those 4 sources, students can qualify for different types of aid, such as gift aid, which is free money. So that's fee waivers, which can pay for your classes, grants, which is money that you can use to purchase your books and supplies, and then scholarships, which is also free money. So you don't have to pay any of these funds back. Then we also have work study, which is where you would be offered a work study grant and you would work for a job on campus and earn funds being paid through a work study grant. And then last but not least, student loans, which is money that you pay back that you are borrowing from the federal government. And then you start paying it back once you are done with your education. Next slide. In order to apply for financial aid, you must submit an application. There are 2 different apps that are available. First is the FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid. And then there's also our California DREAM Act application. You only need to submit one app. Please don't do both. The difference is that the FAFSA is our federal application, and then the California DREAM Act application is for our undocumented students who qualify for AB 540. For anyone that wants more detailed information about financial aid, scholarships, or if you need help filling out your application, or you just have questions about financial aid, we are offering financial aid Zoom office hours. Please feel free to join us by clicking on the Zoom link, which is available on our CSM financial aid website. You don't need to sign up in advance and all are welcome to attend. If you have any questions, please send an email to csmfinancialaid@smccd.edu, or for the latest information, follow us on Instagram at CSMFinaid. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the program this evening and go Bulldogs!
I love it. Thank you so much for that, Karen. And students, this is another great person to know. Get to know your financial aid technicians. If you guys have questions, go and ask financial aid. Log into those Zoom hours. But thank you so much, Karen, because oftentimes students don't know about all of the great resources and, free money that they can receive, whether it's from, FAFSA or DREAM Act, or whether it's from scholarships. So students, make sure you submit those applications. Now we're going to be learning about SparkPoint from our SparkPoint coordinator, Nicole Salviejo. She's going to talk to us a little bit about many resources that SparkPoint offers to our students as well as our community. Nicole, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Estella, for the introduction, and good evening, everyone. I think it's pretty hard to follow up Karen and that cute bulldog. So I don't mind if you actually gear your cameras just to like your computers to just view that little cute animal. But we are all very excited that you are considering or have confirmed your enrollment at the College of San Mateo. SparkPoint is a free financial empowerment and basic needs support service for students. It is our goal to work one-on-one with you so that you feel more in control and empowered with managing your money. So if you or your family find yourselves in need of additional support related to meeting your basic needs, or if you're looking for ways to grow in your financial journey, SparkPoint can offer you access to a variety of services. So how do we do this? We offer 3 buckets of services. So first, we offer financial coaching to students. In fact, we incentivize students through financial aid and will award them for meeting specific goals they themselves identify. So whether it's related to budgeting, credit score education, debt elimination, credit card management, or preparing for their financial future when they're transferring or transitioning from CSM. Additionally, we provide free tax preparation and filing services, which are essential in completing the FAFSA and DREAM Act applications, and which make students eligible for financial aid. Secondly, we also offer support with applying and navigating public benefit programs. So whether it's applying for CalFresh, so money for groceries, issued by the state, Medi-Cal, so medical insurance, or rental assistance. If students have questions related to emergency housing or county aid assistance programs, we will work with them to provide that information and referral. Lastly, when we are on campus, we offer students the opportunity to utilize our free supplemental groceries program, which we hope will help stretch their weekly household budget. Students are able to pick up items like vegetables, eggs, milk, chicken, and much more for free. We will also work with them for referrals to other food pantry programs near them. So, SparkPoint is a program that students access at any time whenever they need the support. We serve all students regardless of what program they are in and regardless of their citizenship status. This includes our AB 540, non-resident and international student populations. You are welcome to utilize all or just some of our services. There are no public charge or tax implications if you use SparkPoint. It only takes one quick interest form submission to sign up, which you can access by emailing us. So to learn more about SparkPoint services, please reach out. We want to hear from you. Our contact information is displayed on the screen and on the College of San Mateo website. Also, major points if you follow us on Instagram at CSM SparkPoint, where we offer quick financial tips and shout updates to our program and community resources. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Nicole. I mean, there's such great benefits that students have now through SparkPoint. And I mean, financial coaching, I could use some of that. I must say, I need to learn how to budget my money. So students take advantage of it. So many of you guys have been actually asking about our Promise program, what that entails, how to apply. And so with that, I'd like to introduce Tiffany Zammit. She's the Director of High School Transition and Dual Enrollment, what am I full, to talk to us a little bit about our Promise Scholars Program. Tiffany?
Yeah, thanks, Estella. So thanks for having me this evening. And when we're talking about or thinking about free money, Promise Scholars is a sweet program. We're a degree completion program, and we help you to get your degree for free. So we'll jump to it. It is a degree or certificate completion program. That means we support your students in completing an associate's degree or a certificate, depending on what you want to pursue in 2 to 3 years, depending on your needs or your ed goals and how that changes, because we know it's going to change along the way. Our goal is really to use an intrusive approach, meaning like getting up in your business kind of approach to provide wraparound services and engage you and just connect with you, figure out what it is as a student that you need and how we can help you and support you through that journey to get you through that associate's and that certificate and either on and out into the workforce or onto a 4-year university. So we do this by requiring our students to attend 4 counseling appointments per semester and 4 required engagements with the program each semester as well. So there's a total of 8 engagements every semester with the Promise Scholars Program. So we like to also note that up front so people know that you are going to be connected with us, and we expect a lot from you, but we also give a lot to you. So in our, let's see, I'll move on to, in order to apply for the program and what it takes to be eligible. So just a first-time college student, so your first time enrolling in college, maybe you took a few years off from high school, you've been working or traveling or I don't know, and then you're applying to college for the first time. Then this program is for you. If you are a student who wants to maintain full-time status as well, that's another component. You do have to maintain a minimum of 12 units. Then this program could be for you. You have to complete the FAFSA, the DREAM Act application. We have a staff member who can support you through that too, and be a California resident. So those are the things needed in order to qualify. And then last but not least, what do we provide? So we provide free tuition and fees for up to 3 years, again, depending on what your students' needs are and how ed goals may change. We provide a counselor at 150-to-1 ratio. So that means 150 students will work with 1 counselor over the entire experience with the Promise Scholars Program. That is such a huge deal. That is really the biggest deal. I know a lot of folks apply to Promise because they're super excited about the free tuition and fees, but ultimately it's the humans and the amazing people that work with your students that really drive the work and the support in getting students to their next steps and keeping that motivation going. We offer Promise-specific workshops and then a whole myriad of other workshops that some of all of these lovely people here tonight provide our students. $50 a month students receive when they go to their counseling appointments every month, and then when they attend their workshops, they get $50 a month towards food, grocery, Grubhub, things like that. And then we provide students also $300 each semester, fall and spring, for textbooks, and $150 in summer. So $750 towards textbooks on an annual basis. So that is the program. And if there's any questions, last but not least, our contact information. And then I'll go ahead and drop some links in the chat for you all to see some videos on our site on how to apply. Thanks, Estella.
So Tiffany, before we move on, can I ask you a quick question? I know that we just received additional funding. Can you speak a little bit more about that?
Thank you, Estella. Yes, we are. We're expanding, meaning we're going to get to accept an additional 200 students specifically at College of San Mateo this year. We're accepting an additional 500 district-wide, but 200 specifically at College of San Mateo. So do get your applications in. Thanks, Estella.
Thank you for that. Thank you for elaborating. So with that, now we're going to be hearing about our transfer services, a little bit about what TAP is, what TAG is. I'd like to introduce to you Mike Mitchell, our transfer center supervisor.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome. My name is Mike Mitchell, the CSM Transfer Center Supervisor. And I want to start off by saying you've made an excellent choice to make College of San Mateo your first step towards your journey of transferring on to a bachelor's degree. Just to start, students at CSM, you are completing basically your freshman, sophomore years, your first 2 years of community college coursework. That it's about half the amount of units of a bachelor's degree. So it's 60 units minimum, could be more, cannot be less. It has to be at least the 60 or more because a bachelor's is around 120 or so. I also want to stress that we are the transfer services, but we're a part of a bigger picture in student services called counseling services. So I know Carol talked earlier through the Welcome Center. Some of you may have already gone through PEP, may have had group counseling. That is great. You want to continue as your first major step to keep meeting with your counselor. In a transfer perspective, it is planning your transfer planning to schools, to universities, once you have your major decided, and then sort of mapping out where you want to go. You can also mention about guarantees and possibly degrees. So you want to focus on that. But again, it starts with counseling. Also, I want to point out that in addition to counselors, it doesn't stop there. In addition to our counselors, you have access to many great university representatives, both UCs, CSUs, and private universities, and even some out-of-state schools. Those are usually on our event calendar, so we'll repopulate it again in the fall. Again, it will be virtual, and you'll have a chance to meet with those reps and just discuss maybe an extension of what you talked about with your counselor, find out other information about resources, about programs, internships, and whatnot. Transfer events and workshops, you can participate really in those anytime. Our events, we went virtual this year, so we had our virtual transfer day in the fall. It'll be slightly different this fall. It'll probably be a transfer week in October. And then we had an online virtual tour, university tour during our spring break. So again, that's other opportunities. The workshops would probably come in handy when it comes time to apply. Again, you are applying your last year before you transfer, okay? So typically it's your second year. Once you're done that following spring, you'll have about maybe 30 units at that point and then 60 to transfer. And you can take part of the application workshops for both UC, states, and private schools that are either conducted by myself, by university reps, and sometimes even through our transfer club. I mentioned, speaking about our transfer club is very dynamic. It is, it meets during, right now it's on Wednesdays. It meets at 12 noon. When students are there for probably a couple semesters, they can actually become officers, and we plan events, speakers, and whatnot. University tours, we weren't able to go live in person, but as I alluded to earlier, we did have a spring break university tour where we invited about 13 schools online, where students had a chance to peruse and do virtual open houses, got to hear admissions sessions and transfer panels as well. So that's part of our website. The guaranteed, your last year when it comes time to apply, which will be on the next slide, the guaranteed transfer contracts, thank you, are offered for the UCs. We have 6. There are 9 UCs, but 6 offered a guarantee. Once again, you're doing this in conjunction with your counselor, possibly a rep, but this is done your last year. Okay, once you, in a nutshell, have at least 30 transferable units, you have to meet the minimum GPAs, and the tag agreements that are on our website are updated every fall. So students who are applying this fall for next year, they'll be updated in summer. For yourself or your students, it could be fall 23 or beyond. That will be updated the following summer, and then students apply that fall. But more information on that is on our website. And the CSUs don't have an online per se, but they do offer priority admissions for the non-impacted majors. Other things that could make you more competitive is completing your associate degree of transfers, which are also helpful. And the private and out-of-state schools, what they offer is essentially what you're doing with the UCs and CSUs. If you complete an associate degree or associate degree of transfer, have the 30 units, meet the minimum requirements for either a UC or CSU, for most of the private schools and many of the majors, that's their guarantee to you. And again, all this information, which I know is a lot, a counselor will help you and walk you through the steps of that. Okay, and again, if you have you want to find more information on this, it is on our website, and our website is oh, incidentally, thank you, our TAP, for those of you that say, how can I get started now on just really doing an ed plan or seeing where I stand? The TAP is how you connect with the tag. Now, again, you do the tag your last year here at CSM, 2 semesters before you transfer. But the UC TAP is something that you can start inputting your classes now. So after your first semester, when you met with a counselor, you have your classes, you can start entering in your courses and your grades. What this does is it calculates your transferable GPA and your transferable units. So again, this is an incremental way to begin in conjunction with your counselor and a rep and through our workshops where you can begin your transfer process. And again, that is the UC TAP. And again, if you have any more questions, we do have a transfer email. There's our email, csmtransfer@smccd.edu. I want to encourage you, it is constantly updated. It will be updated in the fall. Check out our website, collegeofsanmateo.edu/transfer. And once again, I thank you for listening, for your participation, and best wishes on your journey at College of San Mateo as a transfer student.
Thank you so much, Mike. That's great information to know and be aware of as we prepare to our next steps while we're students at CSM, right? And as we're getting to transition out of CSM. So thank you for all that information. Now we're going to be hearing from a program that is near and dear to my heart. I'd like to introduce to you Arianna Avendaño, Program Services Coordinator for our EOPS program.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. Thank you, Estella, and everyone for having me. It's good to see everybody. I just want to commend our attendees for showing up. This is a really wonderful event that's put on every year for you guys to help you with your transition. I'm also a former CSM and EOPS student myself. So again, kudos to you. So my name is Arianna Avendaño. I am one of the EOPS Program Services Coordinators for EOPS, which stands for Extended Opportunity Programs and Services. We have been around for over 50 years at California Community Colleges. And I want to tell you about our wonderful EOPS support services. So EOPS offers financial and academic support services to students that qualify. We offer priority registration, which I like to call the golden ticket, because you get to register for your classes first before most of the general population of students on campus. So that's saying you do not have to worry about being waitlisted in a class. And so typically EOPS students have all of their classes way ahead of time before each semester begins. Individualized counseling, we do have our own counselors at EOPS. So every student in the program is assigned to their very own EOPS counselor, which they meet with on a regular monthly basis. We help students purchase their textbooks. And as you can imagine, if you know, textbooks or online ebooks do cost a good amount of money. So again, we want to save you money, right? By helping you purchase your textbooks and any transportation needs that you may have. Typically on campus, that would be a parking permit or bus tokens, but right now we are offering gas cards in this remote environment that we are in. We offer school supplies. We are still offering school supplies for students. And again, that's just additional support to help you with your academics, including tutoring as well. Right now, that is done via Zoom. So if you ever find that you're struggling in a class, we want to help you with tutoring, right? Academic workshops, I mean, that can be time management, organization, you name it. So just again, additional support, transfer services. So again, we work with Mike Mitchell just to provide you with any resources, because a lot of you may have wanted to attend a four-year institution, but you find that it's actually better to attend a community college first because you have all of these free services. And so we actually help you with the entire transfer process, whether it's talking to reps and offering you transfer fee waivers to apply to those universities, which do cost money, right? The applications do cost money. Again, we work with several programs to help you with completing your financial aid applications, workshops, scholarships, offerings, and all of that information. Computer lab, printing. So I want to tell you what it takes to apply. You're probably wondering that right now. So I encourage all of you to apply, okay? It doesn't hurt to apply. We want to see if you're eligible. A lot of students are eligible for EOPS. Right now, we are accepting students for fall with 9 units minimum. Typically, it's 12 units, but given the remote environment that we are in, it's 9 units. We want you to apply for financial aid. So get your financial aid applications in. If you qualify for the CCPG fee waiver, you may qualify for EOPS. And then there's other educational criteria that we have to check in order for you to meet our full 3 eligibility criteria, which is listed right here, okay? So this is our application process. If you've already applied to CSM, you have a G number, you just wanna make sure that you are finished with your financial aid application process. Financial aid staff is amazing. They're very reliable. So if you have questions, they are available during drop-in hours. It's not just completing your financial aid application. There's steps that need to be completed after for many, many students. Once you've applied to our program, collegeofsanmateo.edu/EOPS, there's an online application. We follow up with you, and then we go over the next steps, which would be meeting with an EOPS counselor, and then finally attending an EOPS orientation. So again, I encourage all of you to apply. Closer to summer, we will have our fall 2021 application open. But if you have any questions, here is our contact information, I believe on the next slide. So take a picture of this, csmeops@smccd.edu, or you can follow us on Instagram. If you go on our website, we do have our office phone number, and you can actually call us and you can speak with a member of our CSM EOPS staff. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Arianna. I can't even stress to all of you how I hold this program near and dear to my heart. I mean, as a former student at CSM, I was able to take advantage of the amazing support program. And I was an EOPS student along with Arianna. And I just can't even stress how it supported me through my academics, and it made me feel like I belonged at CSM. So I would encourage all of you to apply. And if you get in, great. And if you don't, then you know what, we'll look for another student support program that you qualify for. With that, now we're going to be learning about our Disability Resource Center and the wonderful benefits that they offer from our Program Services Coordinator in the Disability Resource Center, Hirania Gonzalez.
Thank you, Estella. Hi, everyone. As Estella mentioned, my name is Hirania Gonzalez. I'm the Program Services Coordinator with the Disability Resource Center, also known as the DRC. So what the DRC does is we facilitate equal access to an education for all students who have disabilities that may impact their learning. So a disability can be temporary or permanent, observable or non-observable. So that can mean, observable such as like a physical disability, or non-observable such as like mental health or a learning disability. So right now we are still fully remote, but we are providing services to new students and continuing DRC students, and they're still receiving accommodations from our office. Examples of accommodations that we offer, and the ones that I'm listing right now, they're mostly applicable to the remote setting. And that's like Chromebook loan, alternate media, such as audiobooks, assistive technology, so like smart pens, and also text to speech and speech to text software, extended testing time, tutoring. We are offering Zoom tutoring with our like one-on-one with our students, real-time captioning, and more. Some more accommodations that are best for in-person instruction are accessible furniture. We have peer note takers, things like that also work out. So you just contact us for, getting the process started for accommodations. You'll complete our online application. So there's our website. You'll go to forms, select our DRC application link. You'll fill that out. There'll be a spot for you to upload your documentation. So if you have an IEP or 504 plan in high school, you can just upload a copy of that. If you have a letter from your doctor stating your diagnosis, you can upload that instead. We also have a form that we can send off to your doctor, and they can fill it out as well. So once you submit your application with your documentation, we'll contact you for the next steps. We'll schedule your appointment. You'll meet with the counselor. They'll provide you your accommodations and also academic counseling if it's needed at that time. If you're not sure if you have the right documentation to submit, just feel free to contact us. We'll take a look at it, see if we need anything else. And also, as Carol Ullrich mentioned with the Welcome Center, prior to applying to the DRC, just make sure you already applied to CSM, completed your matriculation process. That way we can get you in and see you. But yeah, if you have any questions, you can always email us or give us a call. If you visit our website, our office hours are on there with our phone number, and myself, as well as Audra, our office assistant, we're always answering the phone calls during our office hours, so you can reach us that way as well. Look forward to seeing you all or speaking with you all later. Thank you.
Thank you, Hirania, for taking the time to tell our students and parents about this great resource that's available to them. if they need it. And so now I'd like to introduce to you Jessica Damian, STEM at CSM Program Services Coordinator.
Hi everyone, my name is Jessica, and like Estella said, I'm a program service coordinator with STEM at CSM. I'm happy to be here and meet you virtually. I wish it was in person, but like our other panelists, I condemn you for being here today. So STEM is an acronym for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. And STEM at CSM supports students who are either STEM majors or are taking classes in math or science. So the two main hubs of STEM at CSM is our Integrated Science Center in Building 36 and our Math Resource Center in Building 18. Even though we're virtual, we're still able to build community through those websites. So if you go on the websites of those centers on our STEM website, you're able to access virtual tutoring. Our tutors are dedicated to helping you succeed in your fall courses. And we also have staff who are monitoring those schedules and helping to make sure that various subjects are covered. So I encourage you to check out tutoring. One of my favorite aspects of science of STEM at CSM is our Science in Action speaker series. So every semester we bring up to 6 different speakers who talk about their career, and they come from a variety of fields such as biology, computer science, and engineering. They talk about their challenges as well as their success in the program. You're able to ask them questions throughout their presentation and even connect with them afterwards if you want to network with them. I encourage you to view recordings of our past speakers on our website, and you can see the variety of speakers and how dedicated they are to inspire community college students. Many of them are community college themselves, community college graduates themselves, or they're underrepresented in the field of STEM. We also offer professional development, transfer support, and math and science workshops, and a lot of those are housed under our MESA program, which I will talk to you after I encourage you to attend Math Science Jam. So Math Science Jam is a week long of math preparation that's meant to help you boost your skills for the fall. So that way you're prepared to hit the ground running. We know how easy it is to fall behind in a math class, and especially that long summer can prevent you from remembering some of those basic skills. So if you attend our jam, you're able to brush up on some areas that you may be struggling with or familiarize yourself with upcoming material. It's led by dedicated faculty. You'll have an opportunity to have individualized support because they're small sessions. Our next jam will be held August 9th through the 13th. So that's the first week before the start of the fall semester. We have morning, afternoon, and evening sessions, which some of those will be recorded. And just so you know, this is all free. So it's a free opportunity for you to get ahead and meet caring faculty. You can register at collegeofsanmateo.edu/mathjam and also learn more about the program and see the various topics that are offered. And last but certainly not least is our MESA program. So I encourage students, if you're first generation, meaning the first in your family to go to college, if you have financial need and you're a calculus-based major like math, engineering, or biology, to look at the MESA program for wraparound services, because the main focus of the MESA program is to prepare you to transfer. A lot of colleges and universities have their own MESA program, so it allows for like a seamless transition after you leave College of San Mateo. When we've been in person, we had field trips, and we've also done course clustering, meaning if you're in the MESA program, we try to schedule you in the same courses so that you're building community in your cohort. Since we've been virtual, our main focus has been helping students with their personal statements to transfer. Specifically in the spring, we've been helping students with internships and scholarships. One of the main scholarships we promote is called the Latinos in Tech Scholarship, and we've had students receive that scholarship and be awarded up to $30,000 just for being a STEM major. And we've also had students get into internships even while we've been virtual, including the UC Davis Prep Medical Program, which exposes Latino students who are interested in the medicine field to hospital work. And also our Stanford research program students have gotten that internship, and our MESA program has a really good relationship with our Stanford medical graduate students. They've even come to talk to us during our Science in Action speaker series. So check out the MESA program. You can find more information about MESA and all of our other services that we provide on our website at collegeofsanmateo.edu/STEM. You can email us at this email address, csmstem@smccd.edu, and follow us on Instagram, and we plan to post some of our clips from our speaker series. Really looking forward to building our STEM community with you in the fall. Thank you.
Thank you so much for all that information, Jessica. It's great to hear how all of these STEM has all of these additional programs that are kind of intertwined with STEM at CSM. So next, we're going to hear from our Dean of Academic Support and Learning Technologies, Tarana Chapple.
Thank you so much, Estella, and thank you, Jessica, for all of the work that you guys do for our students in STEM at College of San Mateo. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tarana Chapple, and I am the Dean of Academic Support and Learning Technologies at College of San Mateo. So our division does many, many things, but in a nutshell, what we do is we seek to nurture and develop a culture of supporting programs, services, and initiatives that work outside of the classroom to contribute to student success and that give faculty and students opportunities to work together as a community. One of our flagship programs is our learning communities, and that's what I'm going to speak with you about this evening because they are so dynamic. What a learning community is a cohort-based program that links instructors across disciplines and connects people who share common academic goals and attitudes. The common features that the learning communities share are having classrooms that work together with common themes, content, and materials. Our students and faculty get to work collaboratively in a friendly, supportive environment. And a note about that is that our learning communities each have their own program coordinators. And so by supportive, it's very, very supportive and collaborative because your program coordinator will really know you like your family. Also, specialized counseling and transfer support is provided to each of our learning communities. So each learning community will have an identified counselor that works with the students as well. When we're in person, we have field trips that are really, fun and engaging. We have a lot of cultural events that occur, and we have guest speakers. What we've been able to do during this pandemic is offer a virtual environment for our learning community students to kind of still somewhat have that engagement. And so that's been really neat to see how innovative we've been able to be considering the circumstances. We also offer community involvement and peer mentorships and internship opportunities for our students as well. We have a variety of learning communities that are available for students to join. One of them is our cultural communities. And for cultural, we have MANA, which focuses on Pacific studies, Umoja, which focuses on African studies, and the Puente Project, which focuses on our Latinx studies. We have our interest learning communities, which are Honors Project, and the Honors Project is for students that are interested in advanced research. We have the Writing in the End Zone learning community, which is a focus on our student athletes. And we also have our transitional learning communities. And within that category, we have Project Change. Project Change helps us support our students that are currently or formerly incarcerated. And we also have Middle College as a transitional learning community. Middle College is housed on our campus at CSM, but they are high school students who are completing college work at the same time. So that's really exciting and ambitious. And we just love our Middle College faculty and students. There are so many benefits of joining a learning community. But the things that really resonate when I speak to students and faculty are noted here. One of them is the connection with students and faculty through a common interest. Another one is that it provides a more engaged and satisfied college experience for our students throughout their time at College of San Mateo. And most importantly, it will enhance your experience while you're at CSM, which we know is very critical. And so you see here our students are really embracing who they are, they're comfortable, they're confident, and they're happy. If you are interested in learning more about our learning communities, or if you're wondering how you can apply, because each learning community has a different process for applications and selection, please visit us at collegeofsanmateo.edu/learning communities. You will also find contact information for the program coordinators for each learning community on that website. Thank you so much for joining us this evening and listening to me. And I really hope to see most of you joining our dynamic learning communities.
Thank you so much, Tarana, for talking to us a little bit about our learning communities. There's such a great opportunity for students to learn more about whether it's their culture or the culture of others. So what a great way to get involved at CSM. Now I want to introduce to you all Fauzi Hamadeh. He's our student life and leadership assistant. So Fauzi, take it away. It's all yours.
All right, thank you so much, Estella, and welcome everybody, and thank you for being with us this evening. Like many of my colleagues who have already presented, I am a former CSM student, and so like I like to say, I stuck around long enough that they gave me a job, and I get to work with our student groups and organizations and our student government. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about what happens outside the classroom and the way that students are involved in college governance. So the Associated Students is CSM's student government, and community colleges, California community colleges, are unique in that student participation in the college governance process is actually mandated by the Education Code. So members of our student government are sitting on committees with faculty, staff, and administrators, and helping to develop policies and move the college forward. We also have 3 boards that students can participate in: the Advocacy Board, the Cultural Awareness Board, and the Programming Board. Advocacy deals with legislation at the local, state, and national level. Cultural Awareness deals with issues of diversity, equity, inclusion, and social justice. And the Programming Board does activities that are designed to enhance the social and kind of some of the fun stuff on campus. We are actually currently having elections for next year's student government are going on right now. But if you want to be involved in the fall and in the spring, these boards are going to be available for folks to join. And there are most likely also going to be some seats open on the Student Senate. So there'll be opportunities for your involvement there. We also have student clubs and organizations on campus. At our peak, we have over 40 student clubs and organizations that range from cultural, social, to academic groups. And these groups are a great way to build community around common interests, around common academic pursuits, or around just common ideas. They are open to all students. They are also, if there is a club that you're interested in that we don't have, it is very easy to start a club. And it's very good for students to be involved in these outside of the classroom activities, because transferring to a 4-year institution, they want to see that you're a well-rounded student who has good academics, but also has involvement on campus, in the community, basically things outside of the classroom. We also do activities around leadership development and conflict resolution, team building, and community skills. When we are back on campus, we will hopefully resurrect our student leadership conference, which we hold every fall, and we take students and do a weekend of leadership development and training with students off campus. So yes, there is a student group for students who are interested in transferring, the Transfer Club, and Mike Mitchell, who spoke a little bit earlier, is the advisor for that group. So if you visit the website, you can find more information there. And the next slide, I believe, is some pictures of our past activities. So this is kind of the fun stuff that is on campus. Food is always a big draw for folks, so we do a lot of that. But there's also, you know, the involvement and being involved with the governance of the college. And then if you want more information, you can contact us at csmstudentlife@smccd.edu, or you can follow the associated students on Instagram at _ASCSM to find out the events and activities that they're doing. And thank you, Estella.
Thank you, Fauzi, for telling us about how to get involved in student life at CSM. It's so important for them to actually hear about how they can get involved. So whether it's, you know, student government, student clubs, or leadership development. I mean, just to do something else at CSM other than just academics is so important. So thank you so much for that. Now, I just want to thank you all for providing such great information with, I know we had a limited amount of time, but you all did great with the time we had. We will now continue to our academic programs, and we're going to learn about some majors that we offer here at CSM. And with that, I actually would like to introduce to you Alicia Frangos. She's our program services coordinator for our student success program.
Hi, everybody. I'm so glad everybody's here tonight. As Estella said, I'm Alicia Frangos. I work in counseling services. And so I'm one of the people who can kind of help you with any questions you have as you're getting started here at CSM. So there's a lot of different educational goals that you can have. You'll be making a great choice if you decide to come to CSM, and it's a great community, and there's just so many different things you can do while you're here. So a couple of the things I'd like to talk about are some of the things you can do. We have certificates and associate degrees that you can earn. A certificate is something where you're taking major courses towards a certain type of field and something you want to study, and you really are only taking those major courses. You can earn a certificate that you can start using immediately for work. Some examples of that might be, we have a lot of certificates in accounting, various computer sciences, web design, cosmetology, dental assisting, things like that. Some of those you can go right to work, and at the same time, you can continue on, start working on your general education classes and get an associate degree in that, and even prepare for transfer. So a certificate might be a good place to start especially if you're kind of exploring different things. We also have associate degrees. So this is your first level of college degree. And one of the great things about a community college is you can earn that degree within 2 years. You have a degree, or however long you choose to take, but you can have that degree. When you go to the university, you already have a degree in your hand. It's one of the advantages. If you start at a university, you don't really have that option. So just one of the things I like to mention. We have special associate degrees that are called the ADTs, the Associate Degree for Transfer. And those help you transfer to a university. Mike Mitchell, our transfer director, had mentioned a little bit about this. These will give you some priority to some of our state university, our CSU, which we call the CSUs, the state university campuses. The UCs also look at these as something that you have earned. There's not a guarantee for the associate degree for transfer, but it does help you when you apply to the UCs as well, and private colleges. You know, and if you want to transfer and you don't have a major where we offer a degree in that major, you can still come to CSM. You can prepare to transfer because you can take your general education, and we have ways of assisting you in learning what you have to do in order to transfer for any major, especially for our UCs and CSUs, and also for private colleges. There's so many options. So, you know, you want to talk to your counselor as soon as you get to CSM, and, you know, start finding out about those options. Okay, if you're going to be a full-time student, that means you need at least 12 units. A lot of students may take 12 to 15 units each semester if they're on a path to transferring. Your counselor will help you to choose general education classes that you need, and also classes for your major, and how to balance your schedule so that it'll work for you. But if you're undecided on your major, don't worry. We have a lot of different general education classes that can help you explore different majors. So therefore, you take some classes, You're exploring different things you may be interested in. Like for instance, maybe I might be thinking about psychology. Psychology is also a general ed class. So if I take it, explore the major, if I decide on something else, I still have accomplished some of my general education. So those are all the kinds of things you can work with when you meet with your counselor. And as I said, there are so many advantages to starting at CSM, and the associate degree for transfer is one of those that will definitely help you as you transfer on to a university. Okay, so definitely stay connected with your counselor every semester, and you'll be well prepared for that. In terms of career options, we also have, I had mentioned a couple of the degrees that are kind of for careers. So like, for instance, maybe if you're thinking about dental assisting or something like that, earning a degree or certificate in that can get you right into a career. That might be something that you want to do and not necessarily transfer right away, but have that as a career option. So many things you can choose from. And again, I can't emphasize enough how important it is to start right at the beginning at CSM, meeting with a counselor and then meeting with your counselor every semester. They will help you with your educational plan. They'll help you kind of refine your educational goals. And one of the things that's a great benefit of meeting with your counselor every semester and keeping your educational plan up to date is that you will keep your priority registration. So that's always a double bonus. But the main thing is to keep on track with your goals. A little bit about what Carol mentioned earlier. Don't forget, if you're starting as a first-time student, you can start with our Priority Enrollment Program, PEP, and that will help you get ready to register for summer if you would like to take classes, and definitely for the fall. And the last thing that I have here, assist.org. So again, back to transfer, Mike Mitchell talked about ways that you can transfer. Assist.org is a website that helps you know exactly what classes are required to transfer to state universities, our CSU campuses, which we have 23 of those, and our UC campuses, which we have 9 campuses of the UC. So assist.org will tell you exactly what you have to do, and your counselor will definitely be able to help you with that as well. And let's see, oh yes, excuse me. We do have counseling classes that are for kind of for exploration, career counseling kind of classes. Many of our counselors are able to help you with different kinds of assessments, like you may have heard of Myers-Briggs. There's a whole bunch of them that are like that. Will kind of help you decide what kind of interests you have, what kind of things might be good for you to study. We have internships, job search help, things like that. And we have several counselors that are dedicated specifically to career. So you can meet with one of those counselors in addition to any other general counselor if you want help with career information. And here it is. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me anytime. Again, my name's Alicia and I work in counseling services, so I'll be happy to help you with whatever you need. This is the email address you can use. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you so much, Alicia. This is such great, useful information for all of our students, but especially our incoming freshmen. So I hope you all took notes. Now I'd like to introduce to you our Professor Mohsen Janatpour. He's our math and science professor, and Jessica Damian, which I'm reintroducing you from STEM at CSM, our program services coordinator.
Hi everyone, I'm back. I'm here with Professor Mohsen from our physics department, and we're going to be giving you an overview of our lovely math and science division. As you can see, we have extensive offerings from biology, physics, engineering, and math, and nursing. And I can definitely attest after working in this division for 3 years that our faculty have gone above and beyond as we've been virtual to try to meet the needs of students. They've been trying to stay up to date with new tools and technology to keep you engaged and make online learning worthwhile. Some of our professors have been here for over 30 years, like Mohsen in our physics department and Robert Hassan in our math department. And faculty like them really show their decades of dedication and experience in the classroom, which our students appreciate. On the other hand, we have some relatively new professors like Angel Pilar in math and Jose Gutierrez in engineering, and you can tell how passionate they are about their work by how late they stay after class talking to students. And again, our students appreciate this wide array of experience. I also want to acknowledge our collaborative nursing department. They work closely with San Francisco State and multiple clinic sites around the Bay. So I encourage you to look up more information about them on our website. As I mentioned before, one of the main places that we build community with students is in our centers, in the Math Resource Center and in the Integrated Science Center. When we get back into person, I really encourage you to stop by because faculty not only hold their office hours there, but sometimes they hang out and like to connect with students to learn more about their academic and career goals. We also host fun events. So if you're around during Pie Day, you can stop by on March 14th for a free slice of pie or see our Dia de los Muertos altars when we celebrate in the fall months. Our division also has state-of-the-art technology. So Mohsen will be telling you more about our planetarium. There are very few of them in the Bay Area, so we're very lucky to have one. Our 3D printer in our engineering department has not been touched because we've been virtual. So if you are one of the lucky engineering students who get to play around with that one return, I'm envious of you. If you're taking a course in advanced anatomy, we have actual human cadavers, or when we're in physics, you can try out one of our new drone kits. I know a lot of these things are when we go back in person, but it gives you something to look forward to because our division works really hard to create technology to keep you engaged and stay on top of new trends. Which leads me to share our new offering in spring 2022. We were meant to launch this spring, but hopefully we'll be in person or whenever we will. We encourage you to check out our interdisciplinary research course. So this is a great course for the STEM curious, meaning you don't need any math or science courses to meet the prerequisite for this course, yet it qualifies as a general education requirement. It'll cover different topics in chemistry, biology, and physics, and it'll be led by 4 different professors, so you get different teaching styles, and it's a great way to gain technical skills and research experience early in your academic career. You're not always able to do this at the community college level. So I encourage you to check out this class in the spring and go on our website for more information. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Mohsen, who's going to tell you more about some offerings in our astronomy department.
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Mohsen Janatpour. I teach math, physics, and astronomy, and I am coordinator of astronomy program. And in that capacity, I do all the fun things at CSM. And let me start by telling you a little bit about our new program, a degree program in astronomy. We started an AS program, we transfer an AA program in astronomy. And for that purpose, actually, we devised a new course in astrophysics. The students can get a degree in AS and transfer to four-year universities and continue in their physics or astronomy or astrophysics major. We also offer an AA degree in which the students who are interested in doing research at a different level, a non-mathematical way, but they're really interested and enthused about astronomy, they can learn quite a bit. And what is important about these majors that we are offering is that what we can support them with our technology. In our planetarium, we have a 40-inch dome, and we have a RSA system hybrided with the Goto Kronos star globe. And the students get to do a lot of observations directly in the planetarium and study the basics of astronomy all the way to the more advanced courses. Also, we have our observatory where we have 20-inch telescopes. We have multiple refractors and reflectors, different techniques of imaging. So our astro imaging techniques are an important integral part of our research in astronomy. the students in astronomy can do research at CSM equivalent or sometimes better than any four-year institution around the Bay Area or else in the nation, actually. So with those things, we have actually quite a bit to offer to people who want to major in astronomy or astrophysics or physics, because we can support those two as well. In addition to all those, because we are a campus unique in the sense that we have both a planetarium and observatory, we have actually lined ourselves up with our community and with local astronomical societies, and we are offering many, many public events. One of which, of course, is Family Science Day. Each year, the last Saturday of September is dedicated to be Family Science Day. It's a campus-wide event in which we have workshops in science, we have workshops in makerspace, we have music, we have observation, we have a lot of planetarium shows. And in addition to those, we have monthly speaker. This is in association with San Mateo County Astronomical Society. And we have first Friday of every month, we have a keynote speaker in the planetarium. These people are actually well-known and researchers in the field of astronomy, but the topic, the way they address it is really accessible to the public. Additionally, we do have another program we call Jazz Under the Stars, which we do once a month. That is held in our observatory and it is open to public. We bring the telescopes both on the rooftop, and also we have the observatory that with the movable roof, and the public is invited to observe celestial beauties. And we do astro imaging a lot up there, and public even can do some astro imaging with our telescopes. Another, can I have the next slide? I think I want to go back a little bit. Yeah, to just say that. We have an important club, which Fauzi mentioned, our astronomy club. But our astronomy club is unique in the sense that not only they do research at our school with the help from our astronomy technicians, they also go around on other campuses, high schools, elementary schools, and present astronomical programs. And they have been very, very successful in educating the public about astronomy. So with those, I think I'm going to be running out of time telling you stuff. But one thing that I do want to emphasize again, bring you back to our Family Science Day, which is last Saturday of September. Please come and enjoy yourself. Thank you. And you can always send us your messages and we'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mohsen. Thank you for talking about all those events. We're really looking forward to continuing most of those that are in person when we return on campus, but our Family Science Day will be virtual. So again, go to our website at collegeofsanmateo.edu/STEM. We have a special link for Family Science Day. You can view our past schedules, and shortly we'll be adding some more information about that virtual event, and it'll give you a taste of what you can experience when we return in person. Thank you.
Thank you both for informing our students about our math and science programs. If I may say, our planetarium is amazingly beautiful. And if you can, take advantage of it. And not to mention our Jazz Under the Stars, it's such an out of the world experience. When it's open again, make sure you guys go and participate in our Jazz Under the Stars. Now we're gonna hear from Laura Demsetz, our Creative Arts and Social Science Dean.
Hi, everyone. I'm always happy to follow the Math and Science division because I used to teach engineering, and I can tell you that we have a really awesome engineering program led by Jose Gutierrez. I'm currently the Dean of Creative Arts and Social Science, and we are a big division. If you're planning to transfer or learn an associate degree, no matter what your major is, you're going to take several of our classes. So let me tell you a little bit about them. We're going to start with art and music. Our faculty are award-winning artists and professional musicians, and most of our art and music classes are offered at multiple levels. So you can begin at an introductory level and progress to mastery. Our studio art classes include drawing and painting in oil, acrylic, and watercolor, and you see some examples here, and also figure painting and portraiture and what's called plein air painting, which really means you get a chance to go outside and paint, and that's lovely at this time of year. We have courses in digital photography and also in film photography and development techniques, and we do plan to be back in the darkroom on campus for selected labs in the fall. Our ceramics and sculpture courses provide hands-on exploration in clay, stone, and other materials and teach you to work in 3 dimensions. And on the right side and top side of the page, you see some images from our music program. Our music faculty are talented educators, and they bring to the classroom their experience in the Bay Area's jazz, Latin jazz, classical, and electronic music scenes. We offer music theory courses and voice and instrumental ensembles, both small ensembles like a quintet, and also large ensembles like a jazz band or symphonic band. And we have ensembles in classical, jazz, and world music. We have a cutting-edge electronic music program that's open to students with any level of experience. You can come in without any formal music or technology training and be part of that program. And in the top center photo, you see students in one of our electronic music studios, and we do plan to have the studios available to students by appointment in the fall. We also have a brand new commercial music certificate program that includes courses in songwriting and music business and in some other areas, and it helps prepare students to perform, record, and produce music either on their own or as employees of larger businesses. So let's move on to digital media. Digital media is sort of a bridge that connects the world of creation in the fine arts and the social issues that we study in social sciences. There we go, we got the right slide. So digital media is all about communicating through sound and images. Students in our audio and video production classes learn to use state-of-the-art equipment, and they record interviews and events on campus and in the community. On the left side of the screen, you see a blurb for KDOG, our student streaming radio station. Students at KDOG produce live and recorded shows, and they cover events like our upcoming Spring Electronic Music Festival. In graphic design classes, students gain a strong foundation in both art and software tools. And on the right side of this slide, you can see some examples of student work from these classes. Our students submit their work to international competitions, and they win awards. And if you look really closely, if you're fortunate enough to be watching on a big enough screen, you can see that the image of former Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg is made up of letters. The image is actually created from the text of one of her early important cases. And this is an example of the kind of work that allows students to develop skills, but also show their creativity. We also have courses in social media and web design. And as you know, that's the technology that's been keeping us all connected these days. So finally, if we move on to the social science part of the division, social science is all about understanding society and human behavior. It includes fields like psychology, anthropology, and geography, where we learn about how the human mind, body, and natural surroundings influence our behaviors as individuals and in groups. And then in sociology, political science, and economics, we learn about the social institutions that are built on this behavior. And finally, in history, philosophy, and ethnic studies, we learn to reflect on these institutions and to think about how they could be changed and improved. The social sciences provide the background for careers in counseling and social work, in business, economics, and government, in law and public policy, and in research and teaching. And College of San Mateo has transfer degrees in many social science majors and a really interesting interdisciplinary transfer degree in law, public policy, and society. So if you have questions about any of the areas of creative arts or social science, please shoot me an email at the address that you see on your screen, CSM Creative Arts and Social Science at smccd.edu. Thank you for letting me share a few minutes with you, and I look forward to seeing you on campus or online.
Thank you, Laura, for all of that information. If I may say, wow, what an interesting collection of subjects. I mean, it makes me think, we all, whether it's we draw in our spare time or we sing in the shower, right? But hey, why not pick up a class and maybe explore our interests? Now we're going to be hearing from Kristi Ridgway, our Dean of Language Arts.
Bienvenidos, welcome. Ni hao, hello. I'm Kristi Ridgway and I'm the Dean of Language Arts here at CSM, 19 years. And I'd like to just talk a little bit today about why you might take language arts classes and why you might actually be interested in pursuing a degree or certificate in one of our language arts areas. So first, why language arts? I would say to be inspired. Really, our programs in communications and English, ESL, film studies and modern languages introduce students to a variety of interesting topics. And I have two up on the screen to share with you here as examples of classes. On the left, there's a summer class, Crime and Detective Fiction, which is one of our lit courses that's available in the summer. And on the right, we have a class that is going to be open in the fall to students, Film 215, which is Film and New Digital Media. And you can see that this course covers a variety of different kinds of film, but also lets students not just study the theory and learn about some of the history, but actually produce as well. So it's a hands-on course as well as some study. In addition to learning about a variety of interesting topics, I also think you would be inspired by our amazing professors. They have extensive knowledge and background in their fields. Many of them are published authors. They've written novels or nonfiction, even poetry. And we also have seasoned film writers and producers featured at places you would know or have heard of, such as the San Francisco International Film Festival and even the Cannes Film Festival. We also have filmmakers and producers with experience both in the smaller indie or also the big blockbuster movie studios, including Pixar. So please come and be inspired, but that's not all. Number two, why would you be coming to language arts? Why would you take classes with us? Well, we do help you gain important skills. First off, of course, communications. We're here to help you develop your voice in a number of different ways, orally in communications, in writing, in your English classes, visually in a film. So you can see again, another example here. We have a summer class in screenwriting that brings together both film and writing. And also develop your voice in different languages. So in American Sign Language, Chinese, Spanish, and if your native language is not English, English as a second language. And you can see here a group of students in our ESL program having a bit of fun. If you're looking to connect, if you're new, wanting to maybe connect with either the instructors in our ESL program or other students, we do have something called Word Jam right before our fall semester starts. It's a free 6 to 10 hour online English learning program, and it does help new students get connected and is also available to returning students. And I'll go ahead and drop that information after I'm done speaking into the chat. So in addition to those communication skills to help students develop their voice, you'll also develop cultural awareness. Many of our classes are skills classes, but they're taught through content, and cultural awareness is a big piece of language arts. Our classes delve into both the understanding of other cultures and also your own and how you fit in. And it's not just our modern language courses. We also see this happening in a lot of our courses, including those that are connected with our learning communities that you heard about earlier, such as Puente, Umoja, and Mana. So yes, you'll be inspired, you'll gain important skills, but lastly, why would you choose language arts? I would say it's a great foundation for your future, really no matter where you're headed or what you want to do. It helps you grow in your ability to think critically and problem solve. These are not just skills you find in math and science, they are also relevant and prevalent in language arts. We teach argument, we teach debate, we teach analysis. You'll also be collaborating with others. Our class sizes are small and allow you to work with groups and group work quite often. And this is part of developing those so-called soft skills, which are so important in the world today. They're things that transfer from job to job that you can take with you over time, that are much in demand by employers. They don't ever go out of style. And really, I would say not soft skills, but super skills, because these are the ones that have the staying power: critical thinking, collaboration, communication, cultural sensitivity. So an education rich in language arts will give you confidence and the ability to advocate for yourself, for your family, for your community, and help you work towards a better future. And I hope that you'll stay and explore language arts, not just cruise through for your required courses in English and communications, but stay for some more so that you'll be inspired, that you'll gain important skills, and you will build your future. We look forward to speaking with you. So please reach out. We're available. CSM Language Arts at at smccd.edu. Look forward to talking to you. And again, I'll drop some more information into the chat.
Kristi, thanks so much for all that information. It almost makes me think, why pay for, what's that program, Rosetta, when you can just go to CSM and, you know, take a couple classes and learn another language while you make some friends along the way. But thank you so much. Now we're going to hear from Ashley Phillips. She's our Director of Career Education.
Thank you, Estella, and good evening, everyone. My name is Ashley Phillips, and I'm the Director of Career Education, as Estella just mentioned. So you've heard from a number of different people, and each person has talked about programs at CSM so far. Career education programs are found in every division on campus, and I'll talk to you about a few of the most popular in the business technology division. But as you can see from the slide here, there are a lot of different programs for you to discover and explore. And many of them are short term, and you'll have the opportunity to complete a certificate degree or an associate's degree for transfer. Go ahead, next slide, please. All right. So the first one that I want to talk to you about today is the accounting program. And it's one of our most popular programs on campus with amazing faculty who are dedicated to your career goals. You'll find a lot of opportunities to engage with not only industry folks, employers, but also with the instructors of that program. You can earn a certificate, associate's degree, or transfer to a four-year university. There's special events such as Meet the Firm Night, where students get to network with accounting firms. And in a few slides, you'll see a picture of a group of students that visited Google's accounting department. We actually have an instructor on staff that works at Google. So you'll be gaining a lot of real world experience there. Next slide, please. All right. And then we have our business program, which is designed to prepare students seeking to launch a career in business or start their own. It's taught by experienced real-world people. The business programs combine classroom learning with hands-on experience, and the department also hosts pitch deck competitions, which help students complete and deliver a pitch deck presentation for potential funders. And there's a lot of great prizes also that include cash. So of course, you can earn a certificate, an associate's degree, or transfer to a university there as well. And the next program I'll talk about is our Computer Information Science program. And as a college close to Silicon Valley, it's only fitting that I speak briefly about this program, right? So the courses available are in programming, data science, big data, app development, and cybersecurity, among many others. And many of our graduates go on to work at Oracle, Google, Apple, Cisco, Adobe, and of course, College of San Mateo. And the last program I want to briefly talk to you about is electronics. And this program prepares students for entry-level work as an electronics technician. And you can see our great instructor there, Steve, working with some of the students in the classroom there. We have a great relationship with local employers such as BART and PG&E. And in fact, you can see some of the things that they're doing there are really specific to those industries. This program has a 100% placement rate, and students that complete go on to work for Tesla, BART, PG&E, and that's just to name a few. We've been working with a lot of employers recently, and employers have been reaching us to contact students that are already in the program and that will be completing actually coming up in May. They're hot off the I guess out of the classroom, and our employers are already recruiting students. So it is a great program there. All right, so last but not least, I want to quickly tell you about our Workforce Hub, which is dedicated to preparing career education students for work and connecting them to jobs and internships. And this is a picture that I mentioned earlier with a group of students that took a tour of Google and had a great day there. We took a group of about, we try to take a group of about 20 when we can, right? We haven't been doing that in the last year or so, but when we can, we try to get over to Google, and it gives students a really good actual experience of what it's like to work at Google and be an employee there. So again, I want to remind you of our career education programs. I know there's a lot of them, but I really encourage you to explore all of our offerings and see if there's anything there that's for you. And I hope to see you. So you can learn more about our career education programs at careers.collegeofsanmateo.edu.
Thank you so much, Ashley, for going over all of those career programs. We have so many options at CSM. And as I've mentioned in the past, why not go back and learn another skill set? With that, now we're going to be hearing from our Dean of Kinesiology, Athletic and Dance. So I want to introduce to you Andreas Wolf.
Thank you, Estella, and good evening, everybody. My dear colleague a few minutes ago, Mohsen Janatpour, made the comment. He made the comment, which I will debate him on, that they have the most fun on campus. I'll debate him on that. I think we have the most fun on campus. I'm going to talk to you about three major areas that I oversee in kinesiology, athletics, and dance. One is our athletics programs, the others are activity courses, and then we also offer degree and certificate programs. So let's start off by talking about our athletics programs. We have a number of offerings for both men and women in the fall, in the winter, and in the spring. And if you're a local resident, you probably understand the competitive nature of our athletic programs. We oftentimes do very well in terms of qualifying for the postseason, but you'll see in the fall, for the men, we have football, cross country, basketball in the winter, and then baseball, track and field, and swimming in the spring. And then for the women, we have cross country, volleyball, water polo in the fall, basketball in the winter, and softball, track and field, swimming, and beach volleyball in the spring. Coaches are currently in the process of recruiting for this upcoming season. We are ending our spring sports as we speak. We are one of the few programs on campus that is live. So we are well underway in terms of not only finishing up our season this year, but going forward into the fall. So if you are interested in competing in one of our programs, feel free to go on our website and look for the coach's contact information. They'll be happy to engage you and give you just an idea as to what it would take to qualify to become a Bulldog. So next slide, please. So this is kind of an exciting endeavor. This is not yet finalized, but we are in the process of finalizing it. We are going to have an intercollegiate esports program on our campus. We are one of the few community colleges that will be engaging in an intercollegiate esports program. So we will be competing, assuming this passes our curricular process, we will be competing against some universities throughout the country. We have a space that we're looking to design right now. We don't know if it'll be complete, but if you are interested, may be one of the first classes on our campus to be, if you are, like I said, interested, you may be one of the first students to be an intercollegiate esports participant. So if you are interested in competing in esports, please reach out to me. Again, my contact information is on the website as well. I'll be happy to take your information, and once we finalize the program, we can reach out to you and let you know what's going on with that. And I want to, we have some of our wonderful marketing people on this webinar here. They created that logo for us, and it's pretty fantastic. So this is the website you can go to find a coach, to find me, and we can give you more information about our athletics programs. Next slide, please. So one of the things that we do as well in our discipline is we have a whole host of activity classes for for you to develop skills, lifelong learning skills, to work on your personal fitness, whatever you want to do. And I don't know if you're aware, but our San Mateo Athletic Club, our classes are held in the San Mateo Athletic Club, which is a fantastic facility. Wonderful equipment. It's huge. We're really excited to have our classes in there. There's a lot of different things that you can do. So in addition to access to the fitness center, you would have access to the pool if you're going to take a swim class. And we also have skill development classes like basketball and badminton, etc. Also, along with that, dance is a big thing that continues to grow. We get more and more enrollments in our dance programs, and we're trying to expand those as well. So we have modern and creative and tap and social. At the end of each semester, they do a show in front of a live audience in the theater. We have a fantastic instructor who does a great job at teaching and training and getting everybody ready for the program. We also just recently passed have an AA degree in dance. So if you are interested in pursuing an associate's in dance, that is available for you as well. So next slide, please. And this is the last one I have. We have a number of degrees and certificates within our discipline. So we have a kinesiology AA degree, and kinesiology is a very wide umbrella. It entails a lot of things, from physical therapy to just teaching, coaching, a lot of different areas. So if you're interested in kinesiology, you can pursue an associate's degree or an associate's degree for transfer. Like I said earlier, we have a dance AA degree. And some of the interesting things for you as young students coming into our environment is to, I'm sure a lot of you need to work. So we also have teacher training certificates. And the last one on their personal training certificate preparation, it's one class essentially, and it prepares you to get certified to become a personal trainer, and you can work at San Mateo Athletic Club by getting your certificate. And it'll follow you. So if you go to a four-year university, there's fitness centers on four-year university campuses. You could probably get a job there. So it's always good to have opportunities to work on campus while you are in school. So that's pretty much all I have tonight. And my contact information, like I said, this is our website. Feel free to reach out to us. We'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Andreas. First, I want to say you were last but not least before our student panel. So let me just make sure you know that. And thanks for taking the time to speak to us tonight. And just especially in today's remote environment, I think it's important that we all realize, like, yes, we need to get out, we need to get moving, so maybe taking a kinesiology class instead of just sitting all day in front of our computers while we're either in school or working. So just trying to stay fit and healthy. So thank you for that. So now we're actually going to transition to our student panel. We have 4 students who will be asking some questions. And I'd like to ask each one of them to introduce themselves. So today we have Brandy and Dino, we have Edwin, we have Martin and Sydney. So with that, maybe we'll go in order. And Brandy, would you mind introducing yourself? And then after Edwin, Martin, and then Sydney. So 1 minute introduction.
Oh yeah. Hi, my name is Brandy, like she said. I went to San Mateo High School a long time ago. And this is my last year at CSM. I am a sociology major. I hope to transfer to Cal State East Bay or San Jose State or SF State. I'm not really sure which one yet, honestly. Yeah, that's about it.
Hey everyone, my name is Martin. I went to Gilroy High School, so it's a ways away from CSM. And I'm actually a political science major now. I applied to media studies originally, but I ended up changing it. And yeah, I'm currently at UC Berkeley. I went to CSM for the last 3 years, and I'm finishing up my first year right now at Cal. And I think I answered all the questions, but that basically sums me up.
Edwin, you want to go next?
Yeah, I'll go next. So my name's Edwin. I went to Menlo Atherton High School, and I'm currently my second year in CSM, and I'm a nursing major as well.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sydney. Ooh. Did I interrupt someone, or is it just my internet? Okay, good. My internet kind of cut out. Hi, everyone. My name is Sydney Mufar. I went to Mills High School. I'm a first-year student at CSM. My major is early childhood education. And right now I'm in the process of applying to schools for next year for 2022. So right now I'm tagging UC Davis. I'm applying to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, SF State, San Jose State, and one school in Michigan. And if I'm excited to keep talking about CSM.
Thank you. So if I can ask, can you guys answer, why did you guys decide to enroll and attend CSM? So if I can ask each one of you guys to answer. We can start with, let's go with Brandy.
Well, I was homeless, working 2 jobs, couldn't afford my own place. And I was like, something's got to give. Like, I need to do something to try to make a little bit more money so I can like be self-sufficient. So San Mateo is home for me. I'm from San Mateo. I went to San Mateo High School, like I said. So it was no question, like it's CSM for sure. So, and I couldn't have made a better decision. CSM has supported me in so many different ways. I can't even like, I'll be here all day if I told you how much CSM have supported me throughout these years. So they hold a very special place in my heart. And whatever questions you guys have, like, please feel free to ask because I'm all yours.
Edwin, why did you choose to go to CSM?
Well, for starters, I chose to go to CSM because I didn't want to be in the same like college as my brother. So he attends Foothill. So we've been going together since like I can say elementary school and high school. So I kind of just wanted to get away from my brother. So I decided to go to CSM. And when I first toured CSM, pretty much, I fell in love with the campus. I can't say how fairly I just enjoyed and how friendly the campus has been for me, and fairly just super enjoyed it. And I cannot say that I enjoy all the resources that I've been receiving from CSM. And I don't think if I were to go to a 4-year, I don't think I'd probably find any of these resources that I have right now at CSM.
Sydney, do you want to go next?
Sure. So there's a couple reasons why I chose CSM. First one is because, my older sister went to CSM and she wouldn't stop raving about it. And so she kept saying how it's like Edwin said, at CSM, they hold your hand, they help you through every phase of your education career up to if you want to transfer. And then the second reason is because CSM was like a second chance for me to be able to kind of get a little bit better grades and then go into a school that I would be, go into a 4-year that I'd be proud to be like, hey, I got in there. And I'd be really excited about. So that's why I chose CSM.
Martin, you're next.
Yeah, so I definitely resonate with some of the things that the other students had said. Well, for me in high school, I wasn't involved at all with like any extracurriculars or sports. My grades were not great. I ended up graduating high school with a 2.2 GPA. So I really knew that wasn't going to get me anywhere. But I think that just comes with struggling, being like a first generation student, trying to find his way through the school system as it is. I chose CSM because I saw it as a second opportunity. How I decided to go, one of my friends had introduced me to the campus and I instantly fell in love with it. And I don't know what it was, but when I was first there, I just knew that this is where I was supposed to be. So I didn't think twice about that. And I just enrolled immediately and I started attending some classes there. And it's been one of the best decisions I've made because I never would have imagined myself to be at the school that I am right now if I, went through high school, because I probably couldn't even get into a state school from there. Really quick, there's a question in the Q&A. Should I hold off till the end or should I quickly answer that right now?
Just keep going on your question, then I'll go ahead and I can read some of the Q&A questions.
Okay. Yeah, and then because I didn't even know what applying to a school looked like, I just knew that at the end of my senior year, I knew that I was going to go to community college because I didn't have the grades for it. And when I did go to a community college, I was able to find like resources that really helped me out. And I don't know, I just felt like it was the place for me. And that's where I got right now, because I have a couple other things to say later on for other questions.
Martin, if you don't mind giving a little bit of context, how far did you commute every day?
Yeah, it was a 60-mile drive. I would get up at like 5 a.m. to drive in the morning traffic through the Bay Area at like, what was it? Yeah, from 6 a.m. because I was trying to make it to my 8 a.m. class. Why I did that, I don't know. I just felt really motivated. I felt like, okay, I can't mess this up. I failed once in high school. I can't allow myself to do that again. Yeah, it was a mission, but I think that it really built up a lot of my character and like showed my resilience and my devotion to what I want to do.
So Martin, I guess let's go ahead, since you're already speaking, let's answer the question. It says, why did you change your majors?
Yeah, so when I first enrolled at CSM, I was actually a film major, and I changed my major, or tried to change my major a couple times, and I hope students know that that's normal. It's okay to change what you want to do. I started as a film major, and then I ended up switching to communications the following year. And then when I applied to Berkeley, they didn't have like a communications major here. It was the closest thing to it was media studies, but I think it's more theoretical, and it wasn't really aligning with what I wanted to do at that time. And when I got here, I had already been really involved with like politics within like the year prior to getting accepted. But for me, I was just kind of like, oh, I think it's important for like people to be involved or be aware about like what's going on. And I never imagined myself studying the subject itself. And then I thought, why not do it? And after I got into Berkeley, I talked to one of the advisors here and asked them, hey, like, because when I applied to the college that I applied to, College of Letters and Science, you get into the college first, and then you declare your first semester. So I still had a chance to like change my major if I wanted to, but you still have to have like the prereqs or like the classes you needed to get into that. So that summer before I moved here, I took 2 classes at Skyline, one in Skyline and one at another community college, so that I could declare my first semester. Didn't know that I could do that, but it ended up working out pretty nicely. But yeah.
All right, thank you. So I'm going to ask a couple more questions, and then we can go to the Q&A questions, because I see one in there for Edwin as well. So a question that we always get, and let's try to keep it to a short answer, but a question that we always get is, has it been difficult for you all to get into classes at CSM?
I'll go. Well, honestly, no, it has not been difficult because I am aligned with a couple of student services and student learning community. So when you're involved in certain things, then you get what they call priority registration. So priority registration means that you're registering for your classes sometimes like a few weeks, maybe a month earlier than everyone else. I could be wrong on the time, but it's definitely earlier than the general population. So it makes it good because your classes are not all filled up by the time, especially the classes that are prerequisites and like major like courses that you have to take that fill up really fast. You know, you're one of the first ones on the roster. So it really helps to be involved in certain student services. So yeah.
Anyone else, Edwin or Sydney?
Yeah, I can jump in. As Brandy said, I'm also part of like some student services. So it's been really helpful to have like priority registration to be able to register for any of my classes that I need. So it's been pretty easy to like get every class that I need to get into and all.
Yeah, for me, I actually never really had a tough time registering for my classes. I did receive some kind of like priority as well from, I think from just going with my counselor once a semester, I think. The one time that I can remember I was waitlisted, was because I intended to like switch into another class. So that was the only issue I had. But even then, I was able to still get into the class because I think I was pretty far up on the wait list anyways. And I kind of reached out to that professor before the first day of class and I was like, hey, like, just so you know, I'm on the wait list. I'm really looking forward to hopefully being in your class. I'll be there on the first day. And then that kind of like puts your name out there and then you just show up to the first day and it's more than likely they're going to take you anyways.
Just a quick add-on, my experience is very similar to Martine's because I, like Martine, it's if you meet with your counselor once or twice a semester, or if you're first year, like I am, you get priority. So if you meet that deadline for registration, if you go 7 o'clock in the morning, like I am early bird, and you get your classes and you make sure you like, I have a list because I'm a planner. I have a list of all of my classes with the times and I'm able to get in right away. But like Martine, so there was only one time that I was waitlisted, and it's because I had to go to another class because it fit my schedule a little bit better. But personally, I haven't had any difficulty, and I don't think you really should if you meet the registration.
Perfect. Thank you. Here's another question that students seem to have quite often. Oh, yes, Brandon.
Sorry, I was just going to really quick point out that if you are waitlisted, don't give up because more than likely there's a lot of people who are going to drop the class within the first week or 2 weeks. So normally like they have spaces available for the people who are on the wait list. So even if you're number 10, just still show up and just go and talk to the teacher and see what's up.
Thank you. That's so true. Thank you for that. So here's another question that I know students really want to know. How has transitioning to virtual learning impacted you? So both, I would say, in a negative way as well as in a positive way, because I know there's also been some positives. So if I can have, I mean, if you guys can answer, just a couple of you guys answer it, that'd be great.
I can start off. So pretty much starting off with like being on campus, it was a lot better, to be fully honest. Like that's my way of learning. So it's like a lot easier interacting with like the professors and all. You know, being as part of like Puente or Puentista as well, it was a lot better. Being able to communicate with folks and actually trying to, you know, meet people and socialize a little bit more. It's a lot more harder online to socialize. And I guess like one of the pros of being able to do the online is, you know, just virtually there, and like I can be home and be comfortable and still get things done. Like let's say my chores or anything like that, or, you know, still being able to just be online and not having to like commute, I guess, and is another thing, is like commuting all the way to school and just for like, let's say like an hour and then head back home. So it's kind of like the best thing that I probably would say from it. But overall, I'm more like a person that needs to be on campus to be able to learn and get my education, you know, be like in that front row seat and being able to capture everything the professor is saying and being able to communicate a lot better with the professor, you know, having their office hours and etc. for that.
Yeah, just to kind of piggyback off what Edwin said, there's definitely pros and cons to being online. Definitely it gives me a little bit more flexibility to work and then to like Edwin said, like do something while I'm doing school. But the negative is definitely, since it's my first year, I have never actually been on the CSM campus for classes. I've been there for award ceremonies or for other activities, but I've never actually been in the classroom in that type of setting. So it was a little disheartening for me when I found out that COVID happened and we have to be online, and it definitely, the social aspect just, it crushed me. But there's pros and cons to it.
Okay, so I'm going to ask two of you, or either all, I guess all three of you who are at CSM to answer this one. Then I have one for my follow-up from Martin after. So are you all involved on campus? And if so, what student support services and programs do you utilize at CSM?
I can start off as well. So pretty much I'm part of Promise, EOPS, Brothers Empowerment Brothers, and part of Puente as well. The resources that I use a lot is Puente, or pretty much all of them, to be fully honest. Promise, I pretty much, you know, it's great to be able to meet my requirements and get the incentives. It's helped me out a lot, you know, to like save up money a little bit more. EOPS. They've helped me with like Scantrons, printing, being able to print pages out for like, classes. Puente helped me, was like the first way of like me being able to socialize and kind of get out my comfort zone and being able to be more proud of my culture and just brought out things that I would have never have thought myself that I would have pretty much gotten out. And Brothers Empowerment Brothers has helped me like emotionally, being there for one another and kind of like leaving that machismo out, and being a little bit more open-minded in life.
Thank you for that.
I can go next if you want. So I'm not part of any of like the student help services, but I am a part of I just forgot the name. Student ambassador. Sorry, I just blanked. Student ambassador program. I know Estella's gonna get mad at me for that one because student services kind of got confused. Student ambassador is a program on campus. Estella is the lead of that program, and it's a student. It's basically like a student assist. And so if we were on campus, you would see us at the front desk of Building 10, and you'd be able to come in and get information, like an information desk, that type of thing. But since we are online, unfortunately, we have weekly Zoom meetings. You can come in, pop in, ask us a question. We can help you with registration, financial aid, all those types of things. We also do outreach programs, which for the different high schools in our county, we help out with application, the financial aid workshops. So in that program, I definitely have made a lot of friendships and a lot of it's just the social aspect of it, just being able to talk to someone and not being able to just, instead of talking to my professor, it's a lot more engaging talking to someone like your peers. So that program definitely helped me with that.
Okay, so yes, I have been very busy on campus. I was a part of the third Umoja cohort. I was also the Umoja Club president for a while. I'm a part of the EOPS program, the Disability Resource Center program. I have worked, it's so much. Oh my gosh, I've been doing so many things. I worked as a student assistant for the Year 1 program, which is now the Promise Scholars program. I worked for Guided Pathways. At the moment, I am a student ambassador. I was a student ambassador for Estella as well. And then right now I work for EOPS as a student assistant. There's probably more, but they don't come to mind right now. And I don't mean that as any kind of like put down or anything, but there's a lot. But my suggestion would be to definitely get involved on campus because you have so many connections and so many resources that you can use when you do that. So yeah.
Thank you, Brandy. I'm telling you, you guys are gonna kill me with this like student ambassador, like forget it. It's okay. It's okay. You guys are still my unofficial student ambassador, just like Martin was one of my lead student ambassador actually, and he's now at Cal. But Martin, with that, I want to ask you the last question before we move on to our final slides. Did you feel prepared when you transferred to Cal? And if so, how did CSM help you prepare yourself?
I feel like I was the most prepared I could have been compared to out of high school because, oh man, well, there's a few things I wish I would have taken advantage of more. For sure. I think at CSM, there's the writing center that helps you literally write your papers and how to structure it. And that's something that I really struggle with even here. If I would have known that my major was going to be full of just writing papers back to back, like this past Monday, I turned in a 5-page and then yesterday I turned in a 10-page paper, I would have like taken more time to actually work on that because I feel like I really struggle with structure and things like that. But I think I was really prepared, especially because of my involvement on campus. That really like brought me out of my shell and allowed me to know how to network or communicate with people and how to work with others. Yeah, I think that there was a lot of, especially with the classes, I think working with professors and like it was more intimate because the classrooms here are a lot bigger. And I can't even say how to compare it, like being in person here, because I've only been online here, but I'm pretty sure it would have been much different with like trying to make that relationship with the professor just because of the sizes. But at CSM, I had some really good professors that guided me a lot and pushed me to my limits, which I really appreciate. And personally, I was trying to be a student that wasn't just taking a class that was easy for me so that I can just get an A. I wanted to really challenge myself because I knew I was going to be moving forward to a university and I wanted to be as ready as possible. So when I found some professors that I heard were like challenging, but like really great, I took them and they were very challenging and I still ended up with an A. So that was very motivating. Yeah, I think that helped me out a lot. I think, did I answer everything for that part?
Thank you. Thank you. And then there was a question in the chat for Edwin, just asking, how does a nursing student work as a first-year college student? And he answered it. So he's a pre-nursing student, but just to add on to that, so students can't really come in as freshmen and do nursing. You'd have to start with all of your requirements, which would include like anatomy, so like some biology, anatomy, physiology, all of those courses. And we do have an associate's degree in nursing. And we also have a partnership with San Francisco State where it's an associate's degree to bachelor's degree in nursing. So if you get into the CSM program, then you can, your first semester, you would apply to the bachelor's degree in nursing once you're in the actual nursing program at CSM. My advice would just be make sure that you start working on getting really good grades in your science classes. Make sure that you do internships and volunteer work at like hospitals or clinics. And if you don't know a second language, make sure that you pick up and start learning a second language. So look on our nursing website. They have like a score sheet where you can kind of see how they score and then just study for the test. There's a test that you'll have to take. Just really study for that so you get a pretty good score and you're higher on our list. So with that, I want to thank all of our panelists, all of our student panelists. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. I also want to, hopefully, if you have not yet applied, or if you just have any type of questions, we do have our virtual front desk hour, which virtual front desk, which Sydney mentioned. And usually we are on from Monday through Thursday from 9 to 6, and then Fridays from 9 to 1. So if you just go to collegeofsanmateo.edu, click on the little word circled, the virtual front desk, it'll take you to a link where you can click on our Zoom link and it'll take you directly into a waiting room. And as soon as the students are done working with that student, they will go ahead and let you into the room. Next slide, Dave. And if you guys are ready to get started and you have not applied or have already applied, just remember that summer registration is underway. Classes begin on June 14th for summer, and then for our fall classes begin, it says May 5th. Registration begins on May 5th for our priority registration, and then our classes will start on August 18th. So just keep that in mind. Remember, if you guys are starting with us, and if you're not, just if you still are undecided, feel free to go and talk to one of our student ambassadors on our virtual front desk. But we'd love to have you be part of our CSM family, and thank you all for coming today. That's a wrap.